Hello folks. Well, at the indoor fly-in this Sunday, I was flying my favorite indoor heli inverted. Well, when I flipped it over, I found I was actually a little close to the table and I was under it and finally broke my V-977 heli. It's quite a tough machine, but crashing inverted into the table took out a servo and broke off the tail fin. Since one of the gears was taken out in the servo, I first looked online to find a servo, and I found them on eBay in Chino, California for only $7.85 each from the seller called Walk-in Rain with free shipping. The tail skid also broke, but I found an easy way to fix it, so here it is. I broke this little piece off in the back here, and what I've done, as you can see, is with amazing goop I have put on just simply a control horn. It fits perfect. You want to trim it down like I'm going to show you here, and you can put that on the back like that, and that works out really well. So just in case you break that off and you don't want to keep it, you can do that, and that's simple. Just use one of these little control horns. That's it. The servos on this heli are not screwed in. Their mounting tabs simply fit into a slot. To remove them, first remove the top plate, which is held on by 2 screws as shown. Next, cut the zip ties that hold the wires and follow that wire from the bad servo and gently unplug it from the receiver. Next, you want to unscrew the control arm from the servo and let it hang. Gently pry the bad servo out of the slot and remove it. What you want to do then is place the new servo's mounting tab in the slot on the heli, and then put the top servo hold down plate back on, making sure all servo's mounting tabs fit in their slots, and screw the 2 screws down. Make sure that the anti-swash plate rotation pin goes in the slot on the mounting tab as shown. Next, route the wire back to the receiver and plug it in, and use a tiny zip tie to tie them down. Okay, next you want to turn that top right switch on your transmitter to the off position so the motor will not run, and then turn on the transmitter. Make sure that the X is in the little heli on the screen. Then turn the heli on by plugging the battery in. Now the servo you replace will move to its center point. Now you can reattach the servo arm and screw it in, making sure it's 90 degrees and parallel with the ground, with throttle centered. Also, before flying, you want to make sure the main gear, which is pressure fit, is snug with the body. If not, push it back down as shown with your thumb. Otherwise, even if it is meshing with the pinion gear, it might be too sloppy to fly inverted. Make sure your transmitter is always on first, and when you plug the battery into the heli, make sure it's level on the ground right away to make sure the gyro aligns properly with the earth. Okay, before we fly it, I want to point out one more thing about the helicopter's radio. If you're new to this helicopter, this may help you out. If you're not, this is probably redundant, but I want to show you anyway. Here we go. Okay, I wanted to point out something to you here that you may not know. First of all, see this little L right here? Okay, that's low rate. So if you hit this dual rate switch over here, that will turn it to high. Okay, so that's how you switch from low rate to high rate. Because this thing is so sensitive, I usually fly it on low rate. Second of all, you see these little marks? This is your trim for your throttle. Now notice I have it set up pretty high. Now typically on an RC helicopter or 3D helicopter, when you run the throttle up and down, your pitch goes up and down too. But if you adjust your trim switch up and down, that doesn't normally affect the pitch. But on this helicopter, it does affect the pitch. So if you don't have enough pitch to fly upside down, make sure that you run your throttle trim switch up to the top like this, and that just clicks up there like that. So this gives me more pitch at the bottom end, because when you're inverted, your throttle is down this way. So if you don't have enough pitch to fly inverted, you want to do that. Now see, here's a little picture of the helicopter, and if you flip this switch over here, this turns this helicopter upside down and shows that that's inverted and right side up and down. The switch on this side, this is your kill switch. So if you see, here's a picture of the helicopter. Now it is run, now it is off. So you want to really be careful that you don't turn that on by accident and have your throttle turned up, or it's going to take off and eat your hand up. So there's a few things about the transmitter. It's a great little transmitter, and I just thought I'd show you how that works. Whoa. Well, it's a little tight quarters in here to mess around with this inverted stuff. But it looks like it's flying pretty good.